G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is a vampire's combat shotgun with bullets exploding for area damage and 90% reduced weight. And funny note about the weight is that I'm also using the scattershot perk, which reduces weights of shotgun by 90%, and they kind of stack. So this thing weighs 0.65 pounds now, which I think is rather amusing indeed. So it's incredibly light. It barely takes up any more space than a shot of buff out in your inventory. So there you go. Running the prime receiver on this, it's basically the same as a hardened receiver in terms of raw damage, but we get slightly bonus damage against the scorch. It's nice. We've got a true barrel and a line stock to tighten up the hipfire spread a little bit, utilizing skeet shoot along with that as well, just to increase the hipfire accuracy if we need it. Most of the time we will be aiming down sights, however, and also a swift magazine to make the reloads nice and quick. Welcome to Doom, alright? This will be a very Doom sort of shotgunny video where I'm going to charge into my enemies and point blank them with this thing and not take any damage and basically survive everything they can throw at us because it's a vampire's explosive. So you're going to get healed from the pellets and then from the explosions too, and I think it shoots 8 pellets, so 16 times the heals on one shot. Ooh, 16 times the heals for 16 times the detail. What do you reckon about that? We've also got a reflex slide. If we want to use it in VATS, that'll be sort of helpful. But mainly we'll be using VATS just to check the status of the limbs most times. Because guess what? Doom Guy don't need VATS. He doesn't use it, so we shouldn't either. And we've got Blocker and Scattershot here already. That leaves us 9 for the perks. So we'll chuck on Heavy Gunner. No, we weren't. Hang on a second. That's not right. We're not using the Shaker here. The Shotgunner, actually, they'll go on, and I think I missed Expert Shotgunner. There it is, happened on it by chance, and we'll go on over to Intelligence, equip Demolition Expert because it's got explosive bullets that gives it a slight boost, and we've got Bloody Mess over here and Luck. We've got Quick Hands as well, Serendipity and Ricochet for shrugging off lots of damage. If we do happen to die, might get revived by the useless Mysterious Savior, but probably won't happen. We've got Enforcer for crippling stuff and making them stagger, which helps me not get shot all the time or not get punched. And we've also got Evasive and Moving Target because I intend to sprint a lot, and I'll show you why in a second. We've also got a bunch more Endurance, which allows me to get Adamantium Skeleton, meaning we won't get crippled limbs, but that's kind of nullified anyway by the Vampire's Legendary effect because that applies to your limbs as well. So if we wanted to get something crippled, we could pretty much heal it off instantly. I've also got Life Giver to increase my actual HP by a small amount. It's not too bad. 2 Endurance for 15 HP is actually quite a lot, and a little bit of Fireproof for making sure we shrug off a little bit more of that explosive damage. Mentioned Skeet Shooter before. Got a bunch of things like Follow Through. Might utilize that against something nice and tanky like a Scorch Beast or a Milo Queen, or maybe even a Swan just to get that going a little bit quicker. And we've got Far Flung. That's nice. The Doom Guy makes things explode without even looking at them. And with that, we've got ourselves 249 damage. We're going to go into Nerd Rage threshold just to increase this. So we've got Unyielding Armor to utilize here. And you'll note that all of this is Cavalier's AP refresh. So we're going to be sprinting around a lot, and we're going to be sprinting even longer due to the fact that my legs over here, as you can tell, are custom fitted. If you're not sure what that does, it means you consume less AP while sprinting. Another thing I could potentially do here is chuck on something like Marathoner, and just to give you an idea of how much AP goes down with and without, just a little bit of preliminary testing. That's normal. It barely moved at all, and if you're watching on the phone, you probably wouldn't have even noticed it moving. And if we chuck on Marathoner now, it's barely going down at all. I could run a proper marathon, full sprint it, but we won't do that. I think that's overkill. Adrenaline serves our needs a little bit better. I've also got Tenderizer. That's nice. If we want to hit something twice, and maybe we'll do a little bit more damage to them. And I think that's it. Also, we're wearing this nonsense, and I don't know if I set my character's eyes super low, but the eyes are too low. The mask is too high up, Bethesda. Also, it's usually wearing the Grognak costume, and now we've got the sidekick outfit, so I don't think I like this one as much. Okay, welcome to Hell, or Mars, or wherever Doom Guy fights. Here we are in our stupid costume thing, and here's the thing, maybe my characters are a little bit more on the skinny side, but for some reason that tattoo is always clipping. I don't know what that's all about, but it is what it is. And also, another thing that I needed to show, I got a bunch of these mutations, and I've got things. Look at that. Look at all that luck, agility, strength, and all of that. Perception's really high up there, too. And strength as well. Anyways, let's begin. We'll charge right in. Hang on, we gotta reload bullets into this first. There we go. And we'll see what we can do. Try to outpace that health regeneration. It didn't work all that well. But if we're sprinting, we're laughing because they can do basically nothing to us. I mean, at least, like, statistically speaking, they'll be able to do nothing. And do I sniff a 3-shot kill there? Doesn't matter if we miss too many shots because we can immediately basically heal that off. And yep, this is Doom right here. Just gotta run up and shoot things. We just don't have those cool takedown animations where they pull the eyes out of the thing. That's always amusing to watch. Ah, Doggos of Death, eh? Yeah, we'll see how that goes, mate. Not too bad. Yeah, I put blocker on for a reason because I know those bastards show up and one-shot you all the time when you're farming West Tech. These are the ones you gotta worry about. The big humanoid dudes with the big guns, nah, they're fine. You can kill them like a billion times over. They won't hurt you. But those dogs, they'll get you. So, going over this, 386 damage. Nice. Okay, so we're inside now. We'll see if we can't pick up a pair of pants on the way out. Now, I realize that Doom's always played in first person, so let's get nice and close and personal. You know what? I don't even think aiming down sights is necessary here. I probably could have grabbed iron sights because I get a big old zoom in when I aim down sights. And yeah, you could even hit the dogs with enforcer. They don't care. They'll stop. They can't stop nipping at you. It's in their program. They must cause as much pain as possible. Unfortunately, we're taking 45% less of that pain, and I was reaching for the reload button, and lo and behold, he had a quick hands proc. It was at an 18%, 1 in 6 chance. So that's nice when that happens. Probably could have reloaded as I was running into this room. Gonna do it now, in fact, because we've got time. Now, I chose the Swift magazine not only for the looks of it, because I'd never choose a magazine that looks like that, but it's got a quick reload on it, so I think that is worth it. And I'm going to... Ooh, is that a misfire? Going to turn my lights on because I can't see. I'm blind. There we go. And then another dog shows up out of bloody nowhere. Still doesn't kill me. All these bites can't stop the Doom Gal. Yeah, it's Doom Gal. It's Grognak sidekick, who went to the future, grabbed the shotgun and said, "It's alright, Grognak, I got this. Take your axe. Sit outside the village of, I don't know, goblins." Do you remember that Pip-Boy game? I think you can get it in this one, but it was I think Serendipity blocked that one. Bad luck, mate. I think it had something to do with like a fantasy genre. You go around raiding goblin camps or whatever the fuck. That was kind of amusing to see that. And I somehow managed to fire this thing faster than intended. Oh, okay, I see how you do it. That's really dumb. But, if timed properly... Jesus Christ almighty. I just said the Lord's name in vain, I'm sorry. But, I just managed to... Alright, so this is broken then. I wonder if you can do that. I'm going to try and do that even more in here, because I can. And it's not Doom without ridiculous close quarters, right? I don't know how I managed to trigger that, but something about sprinting and... I made it fire as fast as you would fire a... There we go, happened again. Well, that's one way to increase your DPS now, isn't it? I saw another doggo down there, you'll be right. Oh, so you fire, then you sprint, and then you can fire again. So it's like two-fanging almost, like Zero used to do back in Borderlands 2, except you're causing it. That's interesting. Alright, well, that's a thing. So if I managed to time this properly, and right now my timing is as good as a VE Commodore, and it's chain here, potentially you could get a lot more damage in the game in 10s out of this, which is kind of interesting, I suppose. Helps that we can't blow ourselves up at close range. And speaking of VE, that's what people call Vampire's Explosive, VE. It's the old model of Commodore I used to drive. Now I drive a VF, which would mean Vampire's Fire Rate. Definitely would back a Vampire's Explosive in a combat shotgun, though. That is indeed true. Alright, it's enough mutants, let's go to ghouls. And if you're wondering, still didn't find pants, how sad. Anyways, we'll go inside here, and the ghouls might potentially be a problem, and I'm going to rig the fight against me here by aggroing them all at once. But that's okay, because look at my sprinting. Usually I run out of AP at some point when I'm down low. I just coughed up a bunch by jumping a few times, but that's okay, because we'll just keep on sprinting. We'll have a break around here, and our AP is already back because it's all AP refresh. Excuse me, move please. Now, we should probably utilize a disease cure so we don't turn into a ghoul, and also something like a rad shield to make sure these guys don't punch us and kill us to death with rads, eh? And we'll stand right here and try to fend off the tools. And we should have a decent time at this. If we can spray the explosive damage around to multiple targets, we can save a few shotgun shells here and there just on, I guess, splash damage alone, which is nice. And you hit for 45 rads despite me having... Ooh, that's interesting. Because he hit for 45 rads, and the other ones that were hitting me, I mean, maybe they were gangrenous ghouls. Sorry, I keep doing that. I keep activating the bug, and that one was intentional. I was just holding, I just sprinted, and then I pressed the button a few times, and it just happened to be like that. But it's really easy to do, which means you could potentially just do this at home. Shouldn't be too difficult. And it's kind of unlike Doom Guy to be this far away from shooting stuff, but I kind of can't afford it. The rads that they give me will kill me very quickly, and they're surprisingly, I guess, not caring. Just not giving a shit about enforcers today. The dogs didn't because they're hardcore, but the ghouls, that one was charging right at me. I guess you can't stagger mid-animation, right? But what have we got here? We've got just a Wendigo. He was doing the Bee Gees walk. I saw that. They gotta act like a monster when they know that they're being watched, but as soon as nobody's watching them, they just strut around like they own the bloody place. And you know what? He was the crown enemy there. I mean, at least he was supposed to be. It's either him or a fat ass usually, but he's the big boss around here. He can do what he wants. And what else are those ghouls gonna say? Oh, I thought I was a ghoul. Now it's just Bambi. That's a pretty bad way to go. I don't think they would have had that on the original cut. Alright, time to pick on someone my own size, and I'll reload first because the 2 shotgun shells, they're desperately important to me. What are you doing up here? Yeah, I didn't think so. Nice little 57 to the noggin there, and don't you press that button, you'll regret it. Told ya. It's alright, we might see some dogs in a second, but I'm more worried about old mate over here with a laser gun, which, there it is. We'll just, out tank or out heal whatever damage you can give. And was that a vampire's railway gun? That's nice. Good for you. Probably could have used that. It would have done better than a power fist because I've got blocker, mate. And that is going to be potentially very helpful. Oh, I see that. Ooh, you hit me with the aim down sights bug. Ooh, they're evolving. I like this. Now they're using the bugs against me. Now I'm stuck. I've soft locked here. Okay, so now the server's shutting down. I tried to, use the power armor just so I could teleport outside it, but yeah, nah, totally dead now. Can't even get out of my power armor. Alright, you win this round, AI, for like the first time ever. Ain't gonna stop me from bloody shooting you. These stairs might, though. You know what? We'll just try again. Righto, back in now, fresh new day, everything will be great this time, and no nonsense will happen pertaining to aim down sights bug or soft lock this time. I'm going to stay well away from that stupid thing. Is that 72 damage on the headshots? That's very nice indeed. Now, one thing I've neglected to use during this video is VATS, but if I wanted to auto-aim this and just basically cheese it, I could do that, but, sometimes you got to work on your aim a little bit, and then two-fanged combat shotgun because you can. Oh, hello, mate. Now, what are you going to do? Also, I should note that Ricochet works with Vampire because the bullets are, like, actively yours, or the game thinks they're your bullets. So, if you get a Ricochet proc, you'll actually get a little bit of healing off it. Tyr discovered that. He's talking to the data miners one day. He broke it all down. It's a very good video. I suggest you go and watch it. And speaking of Tyr, I didn't mention this earlier, but he did request this thing, and I'm not gonna chuck Doom OS on the top of this because my voice is beautiful enough and you know it. So what I'm gonna do is, I could use the follow through bonus here, but rather I could just point blank him in the dick. See how that works for you. Oh, he's down on the ground. Didn't like it, did ya? You know what? If someone shot me in the cock and balls with a 12-gauge shotgun, I'd probably drop on the ground too. I won't even hold that against you, mate. Alright, Crab City, bitch. Crab City. And there's only a few buildings here, but don't worry, they make up for it in sheer willpower. So we've got just little basic crabby dudes here at the moment, but if we can find something a little bit more on the royal side, that's what we want to see. There's more crackheads for them to play with. We'll just step right into this fight, and point blank, we're going to go dry humping Milo Kings as we kill them. I dare you to swipe at me. I bloody dare you, mate. Bloody double dare ya, triple dare ya. Let's see how your damage over time can do against my superior healing powers. Oh, not doing too well, are ya? The question is, will it outlast? It would seem that it did. That's great. We'll keep on going. We even got a quick hands proc right there. Prank. Sorry, I'm in the mischievous mood. I've got to prank these fools. Take this. See what happens. Oh, you're on your ass already. That's very much a shame. But you know what? It'd be smart to just sit there in front. So, oh. Whoa, I got launched. No, I didn't. Well, I said I wasn't smart and just proved it. See, what I really meant to do was just, you know, shoot this thing in the face a few times, but apparently it punches you. Yeah. Oh, no, it's because it does the spit and I'm like point blank range, so of course I'm gonna get hit. No, my healing won't outdo that. Fine, we'll go and do something else. Alright, I gotta wonder whether the thing gives like flat damage on the poison variety. So this is the smart way to do it. And I probably should have activated follow through before this, but you know, this is how Doom Guy would do it, that's for sure. No, what he'd do is he'd find the thing's eyeballs and like pull the eyeballs out and then eat them. What are you doing here? Get out. Okay, let's continue on the bad ideas streak, eh? We'll just gather a bit of preemptive adrenaline here. Here you go. Take you out, mate. And apparently, Far Flung was enough to kill that one outright, which is nice, I guess. But that means I've only got... No, okay, that counted for adrenaline. Unless the Mylurk Queen was the thing that counted for adrenaline. I don't even know. Come on. Gotta get that Enforcer proc. That's so dumb. Oh, you can mistime this. I guess you could potentially do that with other things, maybe like a combat rifle. Oh, it worked. So what we got to do now is, and don't worry, we've chucked on some nuke collar vaccinated rad shield, so the thing shouldn't rad us to death. But what you got to do now is, oh look, it's a landing craft. It just summoned a bunch of dudes from its asshole. Wow, tough crowd here. All of them not particularly a fan. Are you gonna come one by one across the bridge? Because that's a spectacularly bad idea. Now we'll take out the big one here. There, point blank in his face, and then the rest of these guys point blank. Not really utilizing my Cavaliers, but we can potentially utilize it here. In fact, if we're not watching what we're going, we might have taken a dip in the big old hole there where the Scorched Beast Queen crawls out of. Not super worried about being punched, kicked, bitten, and or shot by these guys because got blocker, so even though their like punching damage does way more than their rifles or any other gun they can carry, that 45% damage reduction for melee attacks, very, very useful. Definitely a must-have for any shotgunner who wants to get in really nice and close to stuff, especially against the mutant hounds, which had a very hard time fighting me before. So we'll get that one ready to sit down for a spell. There he goes. He was down for a moment, so we'll pick this one up. He brought a double barrel to a combat shotgun fight. That one. Bad idea. And then we'll just give him a bit of this. He's dissing our fly girl, so we've got to give him one of these. That's nice. We got staggered there, but that's okay. Managed to fire 3 quick runs. And then he is dead in a very short succession. So that's interesting. I guess the good news with that little damage exploit there is that you don't, look, it's not game breaking. You can't fucking one-shot a Scorched Beast Queen like that, so shit during events, and it won't really one-shot anything. Combat shotguns just don't have that high of a damage per shot to utilize that, but Yeah, okay. So you fire, sprint, and then cancel sprinting by firing. And sometimes you can get a real big streak of it. In fact, I guess you could potentially just keep going. Alright, that's enough messing around. I think we've reached the end of this video. Oh, it's a radroach. Come here. And in a spectacularly Doom guy way to finish off, we finish off by exploding a radroach by punching it. And I think that is a good place to end. So there you have it, VE combat shotgun. If you mess up the timing chain, it'll break more quick. Sorry, no one understands those references, but I can attest that this is a great weapon for just tanking and being up real close and personal everything, and doing a fairly decent job at tanking if you want to see it that way. So, you know what? I would recommend using this thing, using it daily. No, there's Gauss shotguns out there that could potentially do it a lot better, and especially if you want to use VATS with this. I mean, I slept on VATS during this whole thing, but if you did want to use VATS, it would be particularly more effective, but it's not really a thing that you have to use, right? And guess what you can't do in VATS? You can't cheese shots like that, can you? I mean, maybe you could. That's for you to experiment, I guess. But anyways, VE combat shotgun, good weapon. Would recommend it if you've got one. If you've got something similar, then use it. Very good fun. Thank you very much for watching, guys.